Hey everyone, welcome to Facebook Live Tuesdays. Today is about taking radical self-care of you to raise your success potential. So the first question I'm going to start out with is, how do you stay aligned, revitalized, and balanced in your life? You know, there are many ways to do it. There's no right or wrong. But to be thinking, do you have a real clear practice to do that? Because self-care should be on the top of all of our lists. If we're not taking care of ourselves, it's like not replacing the batteries in a flashlight. It's not going to work, you know? So we need to revitalize, rejuvenate ourselves to have the energy to do what we want in life, and of course to be happier. For me, when I'm aligned and I'm like on fire with energy, I religiously meditate or visualize, either one. I exercise pretty much almost every day. That just kind of jolts up my body. I do some kind of workout, and at night, I don't do it all in the morning. Sometimes at night I'll journal to take care of my emotions so I'm not shoving things down. And when I realize emotions are coming up as part of my routine, I religiously do tapping, as most of you know if you've been in my group. And what that does is it creates alignment in me. And alignment is when I'm energetic and I'm feeling in balance, and I'm, you know, when you're taking care of yourself, you're expanding that energy that you are internally and externally. And I call that being on fire. You know, it's like there's nothing, that's that feeling, there's nothing you can't do. And that directly relates to your ability to be successful and stay successful. So, and you know, the other part of that is when you're aligned, you're taking actions. So many people say, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then they don't take actions, or they don't do the necessary steps to take them because they don't have the energy, or they're not feeling good emotionally. It's like, you know, you don't want to do anything when you're not in a good space. So that's what we call contracted energy. Contracted energy is when you're eating poorly, you're not moving your body, you're not feeling good, and you can't be successful or take actions when you're in that contracted state. But when you're expanded, not only you're energetic, but you're open to new opportunities, new possibilities. You see more because you are in this beautifully activated state. You're really what I would call elevated. That's the place we want to stay. And that's why taking radical self-care is so important, because it's not just a little, but it's a whole routine that you want to put yourself in radically. Like radically meaning I'm not going to give this up, because my taking care of myself will affect my relationships, my success, everything. In other words, the better I am to myself, the better I am for you, for everyone. So let's look at some of the biggest key areas. I'm not saying these are all of them, but these are some of the main areas that you really want to look at taking radical care of yourself. So you're going to do like a little inventory here. Go ahead and pause this video. Make sure you've got some paper and pen so you can do your inventory right now. On a scale of 0 to 10, you're going to rate yourself in each area. 0 is the pits, I'm not doing well at all, and 10, I'm a rock star. I couldn't do better. By the way, if you say a 10, check your honesty. Most of us are not at a 10. If you are, for some reason, that's great, but there's always room for improvement. So here we go. The first category is career and work. So what you're measuring here is how happy are you in the work that you do in your business, in your profession. How fulfilled do you feel? How grateful do you feel? Do you feel like you're on purpose with the work that you do? 0 to 10. Remember, 0 is the pits. No, not happy at all. 10, yes, I am fully on purpose and fulfilled in my work. The next category, and of course you can pause this if you need time to think. You know, I'm asking you some deeper questions here. is spiritual and personal growth. I put them together, so there's a little longer list here. And that includes how fulfilled you feel from within. Are you taking care of your emotions as they arise rather than stuffing them? Do you spend time meditating or visualizing, putting yourself in a positive space? Maybe you do a form of journaling to access your feelings. Are you doing growth work? Might be therapy and might be coaching, things where you are growing and healing. Do you feel connected to your higher power, to the universe? So as you think of all these areas, 0 to 10, how do you rate yourself on your spiritual and personal growth? Third category are relationships. How satisfying do you feel with your loving connections? And that can be with your partner, family, friends, your neighbors. And that includes how much you give love freely and receive love. And do you have a great support system? 0 to 10. You're kind of encapsulating all these qualities. Overall, I feel 0 to 10 in that category. Now we go to health. In health, we look at how well are you sleeping? How well do you feel energized in the morning? Are you eating whole, healthy, green, pure? Are you drinking a lot of water? Do you feel good in your body? Are you at a healthy weight? 0 to 10, rate your overall health. And the last category we're going to look at is fun and play, which is the category of no goals, where how much time do you spend just having fun, laughing, doing things that you just love, and just have pure joy with it. It could be a hobby like painting, or it could be just being in nature, or it could be just playing with your kids or grandkids. You're just releasing, letting go, and having fun. 0 to 10, rate that. Now, if you found that you had a bunch of categories that were on a lower number, please don't think something's wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It just means there are areas of improvement, but you may feel overwhelmed. Oh my God, there's so much to do here. So the best thing to do is start with one area. So let's say you picked spiritual and personal growth. There's a lot in there. So you might go, well, that's overwhelming. I got to connect with my higher power and I have to do it with my feeling. So pick one piece in that category and start there. And as you decide to take consistent radical care in that one area, and you start feeling good, so your vibration and energy is raising, you're going to want to go to another piece in that category and another piece. It's like a domino effect. I feel good here. I remember when I was starting to exercise many, many years ago. I hadn't moved my body at all. I was in my 20s, and I was eating whatever I wanted, a lot of meat, a lot of sugar. Still working on the sugar. But when I started doing consistent exercise, moving my body, and I was feeling so good, I naturally went into not wanting to eat meat because I felt the meat was heavy. So it's interesting how when you do one thing, it affects another and another, and it becomes easier. It doesn't feel so, oh, I have to do all of this. It doesn't feel so overwhelming. So just start with one area and watch the energy moving. Most of all, watch what it does to your success, because as you energize from within, as the law of attraction says, so without. What I do within affects without. So remember, the more you grow in all these different areas, the more your internal and external abundance grows. And when you're not growing, you're feeling stagnant. And you can feel unmotivated, maybe even depressed or anxious, which moves you away from the life that you want to design. So the more that you choose to balance these areas of your life, the more alignment you create, and that is the place where everything flows and abundance grows. That's a poem. Everything flows and abundance grows. I'm going to make a post out of that. And it is the place where you become an attractor to what it is that you want. You become this abundant being. So, my friends, set the intention to get in the flow and take radical care of you, because you, my friend, I believe you deserve, and you are meant for so much more. See you next week. And I would love to hear your comments. You can write in, where do I want to start working? What area am I working on? Why don't you put that in? What's the area that I want to work on in my personal radical care? Love to hear from you. See you next week. Bye, everyone.